blessed good evening to one and all. Here again in the yard of St. John Parish Church. Again, I will do another tour of St. John Parish Church. I will walk into church once again and then bring you back with the cemetery. So back in the churchyard of St. John Parish Church once more. Grave here, the tomb of Alfred Hoddesdale, Bishop, born the 5th of September 1822 and died the 1st of August 1879. For the last 16 years of his life, rector of St. John this parish, death is swallowed up in victory. There is a hospital in St. John here in Barbados named after him in memory of Mary Devonish, wife of Wilkinson Hart, born the 6th of September 1859 and died the 12th of September 1915. Back in the yard of St. John Parish Church. The church is decorated for our independence celebrations. The month of November is Independence. St. John Parish Church, first erected in 1645, destroyed by fire and rebuilt in 1676, destroyed by hurricane and rededicated in 1836. Back in this church, a second time, my second video. Inside this lovely, beautiful church. So St. John is an Anglican church. This is inside the church. You can see the lovely reredos, which is behind the altar. And this is the choir stalls here. First of all, this is the pulpit here that is made out of 6 different types of wood. The 3 that I know is mahogany, cedar, and pine. I always forget to read this here. John Sheafthorne, in memory of John Sheafthorne, son of John and Rebecca Elizabeth Thorne, died the 7th of December 1814 at age 32 and 2 months, whose remains lie interred in those of his kinsmen in the Fox Vault in this churchyard. This tablet is erected according to the wish of the late Major H.A. Thorne by his executor. Pulpit here, which is made out of 6 different types of wood. To be quite honest, whenever I come in this church, I never went that side before. Back to the high altar and the beautiful stained glass windows. This is where the choir sits. in memory of Reverend William Leslie, first rector of St. John from 1653 to 1676. Grandson of 5th Laird of King Craigie and great-grandson by his grandmother John Leslie, 8th Baron of Balquin. And in memory of Alvin E. Simmons, rector of this church from 1951 to 1962, he was a diligent priest. In memory of Dudley Moore, rector of this parish from 1943 to 1950, Canon and Rodine, a faithful and wise servant. In memory of Charles G. Clark Hunt, rector of this parish from 1904 to 1925, Canon and Rodine, the Lord knoweth them that are his. Clement Colpin, rector of this parish from 1928 to 1943, and Evan McGregor Seeley, rector of this parish from 1879 to 1904. You can see the red light above the altar, which represents the kind of fire. All Anglican churches have that red thing burning in the church. The lovely organ, again, the Johannes organ, which came down, replaced the Allen organ that suddenly went bad earlier this year. In memory of Henry Francis Hart of Ashford Estate in this parish. For many years, parochial treasurer of St. John, died the 16th of July 1916 at the age of 75, and Mary Lucretia Hart, wife of the above, died January 29, 1920 at the age of 78. Rest in peace. In memory of Henry Francis, son of H.F. and M.L. Hart, who died in the USA on the 6th of October 1961 at the age of 87 years. This plaque over here is in memory of the Haynes family, planter class, who came from Worcester, England, who had some plantations in St. John. They are the ones who helped to build St. John Parish Church and the Table Moravian Church, which is also in this parish, and St. Margaret's Church, which is named after the wife Margaret Ann Haynes. Carlton Haynes, in loving memory of Carlton Haynes, born at Newcastle, Barbados, Newcastle in St. John, and died at Woodland, Hampshire, England on the 20th of November 1945. And his wife Helen Georgina Haynes, born in South Africa on the 30th of June 1860 and died in London on the 9th of October 1958. So this church is almost the size of the Cathedral Church of St. Michael and All Angels. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'll show you. In memory of Robert Stewart Fraser, born the 15th of October 1903 and died the 6th of April 1993, parochial treasurer of this parish from 1944 to 1951, and from 1944 to 1959, and his wife Lorraine Mitchelson Fraser, born the 17th of July 1911, died the 26th of October 1994, postmistress of this parish from 1941 to 1960. The love is to serve. There are the parents of Professor Henry Fraser, who was a heart surgeon and a lecturer at the University of West Indies. As I said before, St. John is the parish in which most of the white Barbadian population originated. They came as indentured servants back in the 1700s and 1800s. They came from Scotland and Ireland. They were placed under Hackerton Cliff and some under Hackerton's Cliff and some in Martins Bay, all in St. John. That is why when you go down Martins Bay, you will still find a number of white Barbadians at the shop down there. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Ferdinando Paleologus was buried right under this organ loft here. Majority of our Anglican churches have the altar facing in the east, and the organ loft is facing in the west. The marble fountain, baptismal font. So people are also buried under our feet here. These Anglican churches in Barbados are so very historic. Very historic. Under this stone lies buried the body of Catherine Late, wife of John Rockaby, merchant, daughter of Coharis of Christopher Thompson, late of this parish. Gent and Catherine, his wife, were departed this life on the 15th of April, 1666, in 19 years of her age. So this is the statue of Madonna and Child. Madonna with the infant St. John under her feet. The infant St. John is lying under Madonna's feet. It is empty now and it is quiet now. It is quiet now for how long? I don't know. No one is visiting at the moment. Everyone has cleared the way and I am the only one here. So St. John is a rural parish. This is a beautiful church in the countryside on a hill. So overlooking the east coast, this is Church View St. John down below here. Church View is just below Clifton Hall, heading down to Martins Bay. This is the binoculars for distant viewing. And you can also see the East Coast, the lovely, beloved East Coast here in Barbados. The East Coast, you can see, this is northeasterly that we are looking to now. Northeasterly, where you can see into the parishes of St. Joseph and St. Andrew. St. Joseph and St. Andrew are the two Scotland district parishes to the east of the island. They are referred to as the Scotland district because of their resemblance to the Scotland countryside. You can even see down to St. Margaret's Church down here, which is at Newcastle and St. John, and down to Martins Bay, also on the east coast. Martins Bay is a fishing village. Now that I have more time, I will show you guys the gift shop. So you can see how peaceful and quiet it is now out here, now that people have gone. Most of them have gone in their respective destinations. This is the church visitor the church. This is the church gift shop. Another brief history of the church. This plaque is erected by the Church Council and Congregation of St. John Parish Church in appreciation for the outstanding and dedicated service rendered by Eustace C. Gill, Justice of the Peace, and Ethan Gollop on the 27th of December 1992. I will do things differently now. Take a walk out on the roadside. I'll walk back around. This is all the church gift shop. Thank God there's not one here right now. This way, back to Clifton Hall. And back to Martins Bay and Church View in St. John. And this way to St. John Cemetery, which is 14 meters away from the church. So I will take a walk across there by the church cemetery, 14 meters away from the church, where everyone is buried now, since the cemetery in the church is closed. They bury the people over here. So I will take a walk over to the church. So heading back towards St. John Cemetery. I'll just go by the cemetery and then head back by the church. As I said before, I would do things differently today. So this is the cemetery where they bury the people now. Since the cemetery in the church is filled, this is where everyone has to be laid to rest. This road takes you back to St. John Primary School, where Bath Beach, Collerton, and that side of St. John, and Cliff Cottage, and Four Roads. Not Four Roads, Cliff Cottage, and that side of St. John. And this is the cemetery here, where the people are now laid to rest. They're preparing for a funeral or something. There. This road will lead you back to Four Roads, Gall Hill, Four Roads, Pool, and that side of St. John. So this is the cemetery, St. John Parish Church, cemetery. Heading back towards the church. No. So now going to going back at the cemetery. The cemetery is 14 meters away from the church. So I showed you guys basically around the church. As I said before, that cemetery is where most of the people are laid to rest. Back to the church again. You can see the independence flags, and so we are getting ready for independence in a few days' time. We will be celebrating 58 years of independence as an independent nation this year. We received independence on the 30th of November 1966. This is the former vicarage where the priest used to live. Canon Jeffrey Mears was the last priest who lived here. The rectory, I don't know if anyone still lives in it, if this current priest lives there or not. I don't know. The beautiful, magnificent St. John Parish Church. I see another tourist van is here. The churchyard entrance. And back at the East Coast. Here again. Yeah. You're overlooking the East Coast. St. John Parish Church. Which is also on top of Hackerton's Cliff. So I showed you guys the church. this way to the churchyard now. The grave of Joseph Briggs Mears, a native of this island for more than 40 years, a resident in the colony of British Guyana. I am to be gathered unto my people, bury me with my fathers. And as I said before, I'm a part of the Mears' family. My mother is a Mears. My grandfather was a Mears, which is my mother's father. So my mother, my last aunt, which would be also my third aunt, and two uncles, are a part of the Mears family from St. Joseph. The Mears in Barbados originated from St. Joseph and St. John. Some of them probably spread their wings and went into St. Thomas, but most of them are from St. Joseph and St. John. My mother is from Branchbury, St. Joseph. The Mears is from St. Joseph, Branchbury. But my mother is a Mears. Mr. Mears had the shop in Branchbury. Is my grandmother, and Mr. Mears was my grandfather. So my first two aunts, which would be the Levines, one now deceased and the other one is still living, they are from St. Thomas, in the center of the island, St. Thomas, in a place called Carrington's Village, which is just behind the bridge, behind Welshman Hall Valley. Those are the first two children, but the other four are Mearses from St. Joseph, in memory of Samuel Lewis Mears, born 1834 and died in 1922. He was born in England and died in 1922 in Barbados. By grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourselves. This it is the gift of God. Ephesians 11 verse 6, erected by his children. This is a beautiful Gothic church supported by buttresses on both sides. I'm not showing you the list of tombs in the churchyard. The grave of Ivy Branch Balshaw Namaconny, who died the 30th of August 1974 at 91 years, and her daughter Iris Branch Banaki, who died the 2nd of September 1988 at the age of 73. Iris Branch Banaki was a horticulturist. She was the founder of Andromeda Botanical Gardens in St. Joseph on the East Coast, just above Bathsheba. When she died in 1988, Andromeda was later entrusted to the Barbados National Trust. Iris Branch Banaki was one of those white Portuguese Guyanese, and she was married to Bailey at one point. So it was Iris Bailey. Harry Bailey, the Observatory in Clapham was named after her husband, Harry Bailey. And then later she married a Banaki from Scotland. This is the grave here of the colored planter class, the Skinner and Chase family. The loving memory of Ethan Gollop, who was the grandfather of Ralph Thorne, who is the current member of Christchurch West here in Barbados, and he is now the leader of the opposition party. Ivan Wilfred Weeks and Winifred Ursa Weeks. This is the colored section here with the black planter class family are laid to rest. As I would have said before, in loving memory of Eustace C. Gill, husband of Marie Gill, who was born in 1903 and died in 1993. Bernard Leslie Barrow, who died the 23rd of April 1962 at the age of 88. And Ambrosine Barrow. Marie Gill is his daughter, who was born in 1908 and died in 1992. Ambrosine A. Barrow, born 1880 and died in 1942, and daughter Ada C. Bridgman, born 1907 and died in 1990. Charles Miller Austin of Malvern Plantation, another black plantation owner. He bought Malvern Plantation in St. John. He was born the 26th of May 1857 and died the 11th of August 1942. and his wife Martha, born the 16th of September 1862 and then the 22nd of November 1948. Charles Miller Austin was the grandfather of Sir Harold Bernard St. John, which we in Barbados refer to as Boy St. John. He was the third Prime Minister briefly from 1985 to 1986 after he succeeded Tom Adams. Then Tom Adams died. Henry Newell St. John is also one of Charles Miller Austin's sons, born the 17th of December 1924 and died the 23rd of November 1966. So again at St. John's Churchyard, Ferdinando Paleologus, buried upright. He was one that was said to be buried under the organ loft, buried upright. Here lieth the body of Ferdinando Paleologus, descended from the emperor line of the last Christian emperors of Greece, churchwarden of this parish from 1655 to 1656, vestryman 20 years. The Haynes family, another planter class, here in St. John, in loving memory of the Honorable Richard Haynes of Easy Hall Plantation, eldest son of John J.A. Haynes of Newcastle Plantation, died the 8th of May 1937 at the age of 81. In loving memory of Mary Howell Haynes of Newcastle, who died the 22nd of July 1957 at the age of 97. In loving memory of Thomas Henry Seeley, son of Sir John Seeley, and of Anne Isabella Seeley, born the 14th of January 1845 and died the 20th of June 1904. This churchyard has some of the oldest graves in the Caribbean, dating back to the 1600s. Mary Agnes Seeley and Anne Isabel Seeley. Mary Agnes Seeley, aka Polly, born the 14th of April 1874 and died the 6th of January 1966. And Anne Isabel Seeley, born the 6th of September 1868 and died the 14th of June 1957. The Haynes family tomb here, planter class family. And the Taylor tomb, Ronald Verlin Taylor, born the 29th of September 1930 and died the 17th of June 1999. William H. Lewis and Roland C. Taylor, they died in 1838. Muriel Louisa Taylor, born the 17th of January 1908 and died the 13th of September 2005. And in memory of Henry Vernon Taylor of Huddersfield, St. John, born the 17th of January 1898 and died the 18th of November 1965. This is the sundial here, and we're looking into Pot House Village in St. John. We can see southeast here. You can see Bath Beach in St. John. Bath Beach, where the Cable and Wireless Earth Satellite Station is. This is also on the East Coast. Concept Bay in St. John, also on the East Coast. And we can see into St. Philip, southeast, where the lighthouse is. And the grave of our Prime Minister, one of our Prime Ministers, David Thompson, who served briefly as Prime Minister from 2008 to 2010. David Thompson was born to Barbadian parents in England on the 25th of December 1961 and died the 23rd of October 2010. White mother and black father. He died on my birthday, the 23rd of October 2010. I would have been now turning 17 at the time. The view here from the pot house and into the southeastern coastline. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed evening.